Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So today we're doing chapter 3, verse 10. And I started to listen to Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's um, first video as well. I've listened to about 1/3 of it. It's a 1.5 hour video, and I listened to about the half an hour. So this is the first video of the Bhagavad Gita when he was here in. In Seattle about a month and a half ago or so, and he had spoken on the Bhagavad Gita. So I listened to that. I've been wanting to listen to that again, and I'm going to do all of them. I think the ones that when he was here, because he did chapter 1, 2, and 3, and I think the third chapter was not recorded because it was in someone's house. It was on the last day, and so whatever is recorded I will listen to them again, and I've already found it very useful in the way he started to explain things. It's like, I had to listen to it over and over again. That part he spoke about how the Gita has the three aspects of the Gita that he talks about, and one of them is the structural, textual. He says the structural, like how it flows, how it, like which sections talk about what. This section talks about Karma Kand, this section talks about Karma Yoga, this section talks about Jnaya Yog or whatever. That is the structural flow. And then the second aspect is the conceptual, like philosophies, like what does this mean? And then the third aspect is how it applies to us, like the actions, steps that we can take and how it applies to us. So, yeah, it sounds so simple now that I say it, but I had to think about it. And it's like, how we get knots in our hair and we need to comb it through and detangle the knots. That's how I felt like I was doing in my brain. I was detangling this and just understanding that this. But it was amazing. Okay, so let's listen to Sing 310. This one's a tongue twister. Saha yagyaha praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavostir. This one is the tongue twister. Eshavostvishta. I've practiced it like at least 15 times and I'm still hanging up on it. Okay, so he's talking about he's explaining, this is the textual thing that he was talking about, right? This is the structural flow. He's saying Karma Yoga is better as if you're not qualified for Gyan Yoga, and of course Arjun is a pure devotee and he is qualified for Gyan Yoga, but it is better for Arjun to do Karma Yoga so that it can, because otherwise it can create a disruption in society and it can make someone hypocritical. So he needs to do that. He needs to do Karma Yoga, not Gyan Yoga, even though he is qualified for Gyan Yoga. And then if you're not qualified for Karma Yoga, then do Karma Kand. If you're qualified for Gyan Yoga, still practice Karma Yoga to set example. And then the difference and all of it, like Karma Yoga, Karma Kand difference and how Karma Yoga elevates. So this is the overall structure for chapter 3 that he's explaining again, and we're on 10 right now. So he's saying, so here so far he's talked about how Karma Yoga is better. But now he's saying if you cannot do Karma Yoga, then do Karma Kand. And Karma Kand is exactly what the personal growth world is all about. Karma Kand is about having desires and going after those desires. It's like manifesting. I am going to do affirmations and manifest. Like I see myself having a lot of money. I see myself having this or that or whatever. And so you go after the results and you get the results. You manifest the results. That's all the personal growth, that part, manifestation part of personal growth world is all karma kand. Um, so the translation that he is given here is, in the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods along with sacrifices for Vishnu and blessed them by saying, be happy by this yajna because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So I'm going to go by, for this verse especially, go by Swami Mukundanand's translation because it's a little bit simpler to understand. Then I'll go back to Chaitanya Charan Prabhu and I'll go back and forth. So in the beginning of creation, Brahma created humankind along with over duties and said, prosper in the performance of these yajnas, for they shall bestow upon you all you wish to achieve. So, Sahayagyaha prajaha srishtva. Srishtva is creation, right? This creation that's been created. So along with sacrifices, humankind was created. Along Sahayagya, along with Yagya, along with sacrifices. Yagya means sacrifices. Prajah means humankind. So Praja was created, Srishtva. Purovacha Prajapatihi. In the beginning said Brahma. Prajapati is, so now he has translated here as Vishnu, Prajapati. Prajapati, Lord of all creatures, basically. Lord of all creatures can be anybody. So he is saying here Vishnu, right? And here he's saying Brahma. So it could be like, I mean, whatever you want. Basically, Prajapati means Lord, the ultimate Lord, Lord of all creation. So you can translate Krishna, basically, is what people would say. So whatever you want to translate it to, the Lord of all creation. So he said. So in the second thing is he's saying. So the first one is saying along with sacrifices humankind was created, and the second section he's saying in the beginning the Lord of all creation said, anena prasavishyadvam. Anena, by this increase your prosperity. Ishadvam. Here. Anena, by this increase your prosperity. So what Chaitanya Charan Prabhu here says is that God created humankind along with the way to sustain humankind. God created water and air and a way for people and all living creatures basically to survive. God created food in the womb, and the mother's care or parents' care, so that the children could be born, and then children could survive and then become independent, and then the whole thing. So God created humankind along with a process for sustaining that humankind, or not just humankind, living beings, right? Along with a process for sustaining that living being. So this is what this is saying, that anena prasavishyadvam. So he's saying, using these, go and prosper. So he created the sacrifices along with humankind, so that humans could use the sacrifices to prosper. And esha vos tvishta kamadhuk. Esha vos tvishta kamadhuk. So esha, these your shall be bestower of all your wishes. So these yagyas shall be the bestower of all your wishes. Now, okay, so Swami Mukundanand, this is really good. So Swami Mukundanand here, he talks, I love this example that he gives. He gives this example of a hand. So the hand is a part of our body, right? But the hand is doing things for the body, like I'm moving it for the body, and the body is in turn providing it with all that it needs. It's providing it with nutrition and everything, blood, oxygen, nutrients, whatever. It receives its nourishment from the body, and in turn it performs necessary functions for the body. So if the hand looks on these services as burdensome and says, no, I don't want to do things for you, I want to be independent, I don't want to do things for you, body, then it will not receive the nourishment as well. If it severs itself, and if it goes away and it cuts itself off from the body, then it's going to die, because it's not going to receive the, oh my god, I love this so much. I mean, this is helping to explain our relationship with God for me so much more than any. This example is just phenomenal. I think I'm going to be using this for the rest of my life. So the hand is there to serve the body, and it does so without like complaining or without needing its own thing. Like it just serves the body, and in turn it thrives, right? It's like it's thriving, it's happy, it's got everything that it needs from the body. The body is providing it. So that's how, if we serve the Lord, and we do the Lord's will, then we are in natural harmony, just the way that our hand is in natural harmony with the rest of our body and with our will, with our soul. The soul is the one that's driving the hand to do things. So then the hand is in natural harmony with our soul, and the rest of our body. So that same way we can be in natural harmony with God. God is our soul, super soul, right? So God is our soul can be in harmony with God's soul, and we can. Wow, just wow. Wow. Okay. And then so here is the yagya part, right? So what kind of sacrifices do we do? What is the yagya? So in Kali Yuga, the yagya that is recommended for us is the Sankirtan yagya, the chanting of the holy names, the chanting of God's names. Of course, according to the ISKCON world and and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Charan, it is the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that's what they say. That's what that's what the yagya that we perform right now. And Srila Prabhupada talks about doing 16 rounds a day as the minimum that should be done. Of course, I'm happy when I do manage to do one. Some days I'll do more, of course, but yeah, I try to do one a day. But yes, so that is the yagya that is there are all kinds of yagyas, and there are different kinds of yagyas prescribed for different yugs, different ages. And so this Bhagavad Gita was not spoken in the Kali Yuga, right? It was, I don't remember which Dwapar Yuga, I think. It was spoken 5,000 years ago in a different yug, but it is universal. So we need to, I mean, and he doesn't, at least in this verse, he doesn't say which kind of sacrifices, but there are so many different kinds of yagyas, and the yagya prescribed for Kali Yuga is the Sankirtan yagya, or the chanting of the Mahamantra. So yeah, so these, to me, this verse especially has made a lot more sense when I've combined the Chaitanya Charan Prabhu explanation and translation with the Swami Mukundananda explanation and translation. It's made a lot more sense to me, and it's kind of a different one as well, because he's saying that God spoke, the creator of creation spoke, and then he said, by this increase your prosperity, and this yagya shall be the bestower of all your wishes. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll do verse 11 tomorrow. Wish you a very, very beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.